Dear David Cameron, yesterday I heard that you were sending a warning to Google saying that they had to do more to prevent child pornography from being accessed online. I also heard about your opt-in for porn pledge, making it so that ISPs automatically block porn unless the customers actively ask them to unblock it. Can I just ask you, have you ever been on the internet? Do you realise just how many pages of information are created every single day, hell, even every second? Just by uploading this video, I am creating a brand new page on the internet. Companies like Google already have so many measures in place to try and stop, block, and report unwanted images and illegal images from being on the internet. Do you really think they've not been trying to solve this problem and that you have to remind them? Also, if you had any idea about the problems of child pornography, you'd understand that one of the problems is it's really difficult to locate. It's not as simple as typing into Google child porn and it all appearing there. The reason for this is because paedophiles don't just look things up on Google Image or set up websites saying, here is my child abuse picture collection. Why? Because that would be the easiest way for them to get caught. Instead, as many experts have already explained to you, they use other methods to try and reduce the footprint that they leave online. They use private servers, peer-to-peer networks. They don't just put it online. Dave, if you really want to prevent paedophiles from accessing and sharing these images, then maybe you shouldn't cut funding to the police departments that are trying to stop them. And about your opt-in for porn idea? Well, whilst most people do agree that child pornography is wrong, abusive, and needs to be stopped, forcing members of the public to go up to large corporations and ask if they can be allowed to access porn will probably not be very popular with voters. Whilst I do think that porn does need to be regulated slightly to make sure that the people in it are safe and also to make sure that it doesn't give across the wrong messages, such as in the very violent and rape simulating porn scenes, I don't think that people who choose to watch porn should have to declare that to anyone. It's a very personal thing. Also, with the law against very violent porn, you have to be careful that you're actually targeting violent porn and not just BDSM, which I learned all about from Laci Green videos, which you should go watch. It seems like this whole pledge is just there to please the Daily Mail readers that vote for you. My biggest problem is this whole think of the children argument behind it. There are already tons of block porn things available that parents can utilise and stop their kids from accessing this stuff. It seems that they either don't know how to set it up or can't be bothered, so they've called on you to create a law to force ISPs to automatically block everything at the expense of everyone else. The truth is, instead of forcing ISP providers to do all the work, you should instead be encouraging companies to create better, easier to use parental controls. Make it easy to set up and easy to cover multiple devices. Another problem I have with this idea is that blocks are very difficult to implement and often come across as very clumsily made. Now, whilst I don't care if I have access to porn or not, I am worried about sites like sex health sites, sex education sites being automatically blocked by this because of lazy implementation of blocking systems. These types of blocks also very negatively affect the LGBT community. To give you an example, this week Tumblr blocked tags like gay, lesbian and bisexual on their iOS app just because they return too much porn. That type of lazy and insulting implementation is what I'm worried about. The thing is though, even if you do make this a law, people will get round it. People who don't want their ISP to put them on some kind of list will just use proxy servers, just find other ways around it. There are people in China who can access information that their government doesn't want them to see. How do you think one porn block is going to stop things? Also, if people can't get around the block, there's already a ton of porn available offline. People will just be sharing it via their phones or via peer-to-peer networks. Basically the same methods that paedophiles that you think are using Google image search are using today. But in truth, there is this thing called curiosity, and you're not going to stop tech-savvy kids from working their way around things and trying to see some of this stuff. blocking it won't make these issues go away. If anything, we need to stand up and just challenge some of the myths created by the porn industry. Parents need to sit down with their kids and explain to them that a lot of porn online is not real sex. They're actors, they're faking it, it's all clinical. And if people don't feel comfortable talking to their kids about porn and sex, there's loads of material out there that you can send them in the direction of. And before I go, I just want to respond to something I found in an article about this. But challenged whether page 3 style images of topless women should be banned from the newspapers, he refused, saying it's an issue of personal choice whether people buy a newspaper or not. Can I just say, Dave, mate, that it's also an issue of personal choice as to whether someone goes online and searches for porn, because that is the only way that you can find porn. It doesn't just appear, you have to actively look for it. But you're more than happy to create automatic have to opt out of restrictions on those, whereas not on the newspapers that can be found in family homes across the country. Anyway, Dave, sorry, I've been a bit hard on you, but I'm just fed up of politicians making laws about the internet when they don't know anything about it. I personally can't wait for the next election so I can vote against you yet again, you ignorant